Today is November 5th, 2019. We're here doing a 18,000 plus square foot home in North Tampa. And we have our client, a surgeon, has a very concern on any mold issues. Being the house was built in 2001, we brought the best technician, mold expert in the Tampa Bay area. This is Brandon, the owner of Mold Zero. Could you tell us real quick about what you did today for us, sir?
Sure. Well, thanks for having me, Michael. So what I did is basically started at the furthest part of the house and walked through systematically every single nook and cranny of the home. Okay. So overall, the home looks fantastic. It's a gorgeous house inside, but just like any home in Florida, there can be not only moisture issues, but humidity issues.
Correct.
So the majority of the things that I saw here that were of any sort of concern were humidity related. Okay. Condensation issues, like for example in the wine cooler itself, you wind up with the walls that are basically hitting dew point, and you can have microbial growth that occurs when you have that dew point issue. Now, with that said, I haven't taken any samples yet. Okay, so before I can officially say that it's the four-letter word right here, okay, we would have to take samples. But I will say that there is potential issues or organic growth that we would want to look into and test. All right, so I'll walk you through and show you what I saw.
All right, walk us quickly, and we got the entry doors here. Beautiful home, built in 2001. We have 8 different air conditioning split package systems.
Okay, so
Yes, sir.
first thing I noticed when I come in here, right, is there's a tinge of a musty smell. Okay, not a lot, but there is a minute amount, and I'll show you why that is once we get to it.
Yes, sir.
Okay, same thing with this room here, a little bit of a musty smell, right? So the first area that kind of stands out that yes, we're going to need to do something. The first area that stands out where we're going to actually need to do something about it for sure is the wine area. Okay, so you come in here, and it's immediately there's a musty smell. You can see discoloration right here in the corner, right? But also,
Yeah, there's discoloration. Is that mold, or what do you think that is?
well,
So you're next.
I cannot say officially, but if you look here closer, it gives you a better indication. Okay, so this right here, that's going to come back, in my opinion. You can see it all along here. It's going to come back positive. Most
For
likely-
positive for the.
Probably Aspergillus would be my educated guess. It's Pinasp is what I think it is. Okay, which is a type of mold. It's classified as a pathogenic mold compared to an allergenic or a toxic mold. So it's not black mold. It is a surface mold, and you can see it down in here as well. Okay, but again, I need to just reiterate, I have not sampled it yet. This is my opinion. Okay, but you can see it here along this as well. So this is going to come back, you know, probably fairly elevated.
Okay, I did notice there's a large crack in the floor here too. I didn't see moisture coming up through, but we have substantial maybe water was coming up through the crack.
Yeah,
But
I don't really think that's the issue here. I think that what we're dealing with on this one truly is it's a humidity issue, and it's basically it's a chilled environment, right? So
Yes,
if
sir.
it's hitting dew point, you're going to wind up with organic growth, you know, growing on the wood.
Okay, there's some wood surfaces in here, so
Yeah.
mold seems to grow on wood a lot more, Brandon.
Any sort of organic material,
Such as the wood there.
obviously,
Yes, sir.
wood, you're going to see it in drywall because of the paper,
Can our
leather, etc.
Will the client be able to cure that? I mean, you have remedies to correct those
Absolutely.
situations, sir.
Absolutely, no question about it. Okay.
Thank you.
So there's no issues in this home that cannot be handled or resolved, and fairly easily. Okay. Really, more than anything, you want to make sure that your air quality is superb. You don't want to be inhaling that type of growth. And you know, a spore is basically a seed. So they're microscopic. So all that seed needs is oxygen, water, and nutrients for it to start germinating and growing. So if you can see something that is 7.5 microns, you can fit 10 of them on the tip of a hair, right? That's a lot of spores. So it doesn't take a lot to then create an issue that can become a bigger issue. So you want to sterilize the home and make sure it's totally clean.
And you can make some recommendations for the client, for the home buyer, to correct that issue that we just observed.
Of course.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
And you guys not only test, you guys will also cure the symptoms as well, correct?
Absolutely. Our specialty is handling it. If somebody wants us to do the sampling, we can do it if it's less than 10 square feet of mold, okay? But in this case, it probably would classify as less than 10 square feet of mold per AC unit. There's not,
Yes, sir.
there's not that much, so we can do both.
Yes, sir.
In that case, right? Now, if you would like, to have somebody else come in so that there's no conflict of interest, I'm totally fine with that. There's a number of guys that I recommend, not just one, right, that can do the sampling.
Yes, sir.
But we're going to be straight with our time.
Okay, is there any other areas you're concerned of, sir?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. We're going upstairs. Get our exercise in today. Who needs to go to the gym when we do this for a living every day?
Okay, so one thing that you might want to look at as well.
Yes, sir.
Measure the actual moisture content here, right? But it looks like at one point in time there was some sort of water intrusion issue. Okay, You can see that there with the droopy pane. Okay, from what I was told, they have handled any sort of
Roof leaks?
Roof leaks. So,
There is a brand new roof. And what Brandon is talking about, this area here, you have a blister where the water came through. And the roof is tight, brand new roof. Those water conditions, that's from the last leak. So we definitely know the roof is tight. We just got off the roof. So we go through.
Alright.
But mold could exist behind that area. So
It's possible, yes. I mean, the stable datum, right, to kind of operate on
Yes, sir.
operate on is where there's water, there's life, right? So if there's been continuous water intrusion, the chances are high there could be something there. Now this is really probably the biggest issue. Okay, you can see it here, right, around the actual plenum, the ducts, growing on the actual the framework. So the biggest issue is that this gets into the AC unit and then it goes around the home. So you remember I was talking about that musty smell? That you
yes, sir. Yes, you did.
So it's going to blow around the home. It doesn't stay put in the ducts. And all you
So
need to
can
do-
this be cured? I mean, all this right here, is that considered, you're the mold expert, is this considered mold or?
Well, again, we would need to test it, but
Yeah.
in other homes where I have tested that exact same pattern, right, it has come back positive as what's called cladosporium. Right, so cladosporium is an allergenic mold. It causes hay fever type reactions, joint aches, respiratory issues, headaches, etc. Now, it's easy to handle, but it just needs to be known that there is something there.
Yes, sir.
And I will say,
We love our properties, love our clients.
I will say that in Florida we're using our ACs continually.
Yes, sir.
So an AC, in order to cool a house this size, has to really go, right? And in order to do that, it brings the temperature down on the unit itself, or the room where it's housed. It comes down dramatically, hitting dew point. So again, all you need are those spores to land on a wet surface, hitting dew point, and then you start to get microbial growth.
Gotcha. And we want to bring down the,
Yeah, so here's the other spot. So now this is something I'm surprised it hadn't been handled earlier, right? Because if you come in here, you can see stuff happening all along here, okay? And you get up close and you can tell the difference, the pattern, right? It starts out like a little dot and then it kind of becomes a film. And before you know it, you have all kinds of little dots, on the AC system, right? And they're not 100% sealed, so then it does get into the ducts, and then it blows around the home. Right?
yeah,
So
it
you-
looks like we had some water damage here. The water
That's
tank was here and it
awesome.
leaked.
Yeah.
I understood it leaked, and then they put the on-demand unit here,
Yeah, yeah.
which is, this is electric.
Yeah, so it could have basically had the hot water unit and then the cool thing, the hot and the cool making dew point, right? Getting condensation, and then it definitely contributed to it. And once it starts growing, then it basically grows faster and faster. And if you come in here, you can actually see, check this out.
There we go. Not being a visual man, being that this is a laboratory, we keep keeping the cost down for our client. This here definitely is, in your professional opinion, sir.
Yeah. So
That
this
would
is
be-
this is going to come back. My guess is come back as cladosporium. Obviously, this has been kept closed, right? So it gives it a dark, damp space for it to germinate in. And again, it gets into the system, blows around the home. So that's where you wind up with, it's not a huge issue, it's an isolated space, But then once it gets into the AC system, right? Once you get it in there, then it blows around the rest of the home. So that's why a whole home treatment is really the best.
Yes, sir.
approach to handle
And what
that.
is any other areas of concern, sir?
In terms of the only other places that were really concerning, there was a slight leak in the sink in the helps or the
Service area?
service area.
Sink, mhm.
Okay, there's a slight leak there, and then also in the pool area, which is
The
obviously
indoor pool.
the indoor pool. Okay, there's a barbecue pit, and underneath the barbecue pit, there's a musty smell and what looks to be organic growth.
And you'll make some type of recommendations I can give to the doctor for taking care of these situations, sir?
Sure, absolutely.
Absolutely, because definitely he wants to come into a home that's clean, safe, and the mold issues are resolved prior to occupying this home, sir.
Yeah, of course. Anybody, especially here in Florida, mold is an issue, and we want to make sure that our air quality is something that's not going to have a long-term physical impact. So I definitely recommend doing a whole home sterilization. The process that we use, we basically create a fog. So what we do is we create. It's almost like fumigating the home, but for not termites, but for mold. We don't have to
Yes, sir.
wrap it in a tent, but we basically go around and fill the volume of each space with a fog using a hydrogen peroxide commercial grade vinegar mix. So it handles surface mold and then any of the airborne spores that are being released while the mold is dying.
Awesome.
It kills it. Okay, so we can totally handle this for you.
Fantastic, thank you. I'm sure our client and all of our viewers out there that's going to be tuning into our channel is going to enjoy this presentation and this walkthrough of this beautiful property here of 18,107 square feet plus a guest house. So we have a lot of square footage here, a lot of issues, and the doctor definitely wants to get these issues resolved prior to occupying the residence. And you have the solution, you have the knowledge, you have the techniques, you have the tools and the experience that makes this a safe home for the doctor and his family.
That's right. Again, Brandon from Mold Zero. Our number is 727-900-7202. Thank you very much, Michael, for having us out here. Enjoy work.